Welcome to Mary and Molly Show! I'm Mary. I'm Molly. Let's go!
The radio weather report said that the snow was coming. This was good news for Joe and Gerald. It set them ablaze with energy. They had often talked about making sleds for themselves, but so far had never done so. The good news about the snow made them decide to make one each, and so they eagerly began the task. Every moment they could spare from their schoolwork, the boys spent in the shed in Gerald's backyard, sawing, planning, hammering, until at last, to their great joy, the sleds were completed and ready for the snow to fall. But it did not come. Probably the clouds were blown away after the weather experts had looked at them. However that may be, the sad fact is that for many days there were 2 sleds in the shed with nothing to slide them on. School closed for Christmas, and still there was no sign of snow. Day after day went by, cold and wet. There seemed about as much prospect of snow as of a heat wave. The boys gave up hope and wished they had never taken the trouble to make their sleds. At last, Christmas Eve arrived, and with it came a sudden change. The rain stopped, the thermometer went down with a rush, and a strong wind arose.
"Something's going to happen," said Joe as he went to bed that night. And he was right. In the morning, the clouds had gone, and the rising sun glistened on a vast expanse of snow. A heavy fall had covered the whole landscape with a glorious white mantle. Gerald was overjoyed. As soon as he awoke, he guessed what had happened, for he could see the reflection of the snow on the ceiling. He leaped out of bed, dressed as quickly as he could, and rushed down to the garden to the shed where the precious sleds had been stored so long. He hauled them both over the snow up to the house and then ran off to find Joe. How happy they were! This was better than their highest expectations. No Christmas Day could have started more joyously for them. They decided that they would go off at once to a neighboring hill and enjoy themselves to the full. They trotted off down the street, dragging their sleds behind them. School friends shouted to them, all eager to share in the fun.
"Lucky fellas! Let's have a ride!"
Not now. We're going off by ourselves today.
"Lend us one of your sleds." "Nothing doing. You should have made one for yourself."
Ralph Morton, the lame boy, waved his hand cheerfully from his window and wished them a happy, jolly day.
Nice of him, wasn't it?
Yes, especially as he can never have hoped to pilot his own sled.
Yeah.
Just then, they passed Madge Green's house. They had always been friendly with her and her little sisters. She greeted them cheerfully as usual and wished them a happy Christmas.
"Wish I could come for a slide,
but I can't today. I'm helping Mother all I can, so that she may have a really happy Christmas."
The boys passed on. Soon they were out of the town and ascending the hill, dragging their sleds behind them. Then they prepared their slide and the fun began. Swish! Away they went down the hill, then up to the top again. Then another glorious slide. So they played together for a couple of hours. After a while, however, Joe noticed a change coming over Gerald's face. "What's up, Gerald?" said Joe with some concern as they climbed the hill together. This time, a bit more slowly.
"Nothing much. Only somehow I'm not getting as much fun as I thought I would have."
"Aren't you?" "I'm not either. Of course, it's nice in a way, yet I don't feel comfortable. I wonder why it is."
"Funny we should both feel the same way, isn't it?"
"Very funny," said Joe as they trudged on up to the top. Swish! Down they went again. On the way up next time, they talked about their strange feelings again. "I think I know what's the matter.
"What?"
I keep thinking about Ralph."
"So do I, Joe, and Madge, and the others. I wish we hadn't left them behind. But mean of us, wasn't it?"
"Yes."
There was silence again as they climbed slowly upward.
"I think we'll have only one more."
"All right, Joe. Fine with me." They had the last slide and then turned toward home. On the way, they talked of how they would spend the afternoon. As they reached the town, they began calling at the homes of some of their little friends who had no sleds. What Gerald and Joe said to them seemed to make them very happy. Dinner was scarcely over when there was a loud knock at their front door. Running out, Joe and Gerald found a happy, excited group of children waiting for them. "Hooray!" they all cried when they saw the two boys. "I'll be first," said one, and me first," called another. Then sorting the visitors out, Joe and Gerald put 2 or 3 of them on each sled and began to give them rides up and down the street. Oh, the shrieks of joy! How they all did laugh and yell! All the afternoon they kept it up, except for a game of snowball now and then, giving rides to all the children in turn, until at last, too weary to run any more, Joe and Gerald sent them all home and put the hard-worked sleds back in the shed once more. It has been a wonderful day, but the afternoon was the best of all.
It really was. What a great time we had. The morning on the hill wasn't anything like it.
Do you know, Joe, I had made up my mind that I would never let anyone else use my sled. But I didn't really begin to enjoy it until I started to share it with the others.
I think that's why we felt so much happier after dinner, don't you?
Sharing things is real fun. He was right. It is the secret of happiness.
Thank you, friends, so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this story called The Secret of Happiness. And what is the secret of happiness? Sharing is caring.
That's right. And it's not only during Christmas time that we're supposed to share and give gifts, but year-round, it's always good to show that you care.
That's right. Always share with others. Don't be selfish.
That's right. Preach it, sister.
So we all hope you have a Merry Christmas.
That's right. Merry Christmas from Mary and Molly. Bye! And that's a wrap.